Welcome to Model Kit Stuff, where you'll find all of this. Hello, welcome to Model Kit Stuff, and today, well, we're talking about table covering. I know that sounds a bit strange and it might sound like, well, this ain't going to be an interesting video, but bear with me because you may be one of the many modelers that I know that have fallen into the trap, the same trap that I sort of unwittingly fell into as well, where you're using cutting mats as your table covering. And I certainly have. I mean, I had 5 cutting mats on my desk completely covering my surface. And recently I've been asking myself, why is that? Now, I'll be honest, I decided I needed to change my cutting mats. I periodically change them when they're getting a bit grubby, partly because of presentation on the channel, in fairness, but also they get lumpy with glue and that can get in the way of things, and you know, just want to swap them out. When I hit upon an idea, and the idea was actually to not use a cutting mat, because to be honest, they're quite expensive, and most of the time I'm not doing any cutting on them anyway. So why am I spending all this money on these big, chunky, heavy mats? I mean, lots of different mats making up my covering, and look at how much money I've spent on mats just to protect my table surface. And I've come up with what I believe is a better solution, and I thought I'd share it with you. Some food for thought, especially for those of you that maybe have not bought into covering your table and cutting mats, because I think there's actually a better way of doing this, and it's this. This is a silicone mat. So some of you will have seen me using this. This is actually my silicone welding mat. And I've also recently been using it for painting, and it's basically the same stuff. It's a lot thinner, but it has a number of advantages over the cutting mats. Firstly, it's very, very light, it's very, very flexible. I can pick it up and run it under the tap and rinse it off, and it dries in next to no time. So it's really, really handy from that point of view. It protects my tabletop in exactly the same way, but when this gets all gunked up and covered in paint and glue and stuff, and we look like we're ready for a change, it's a fraction of the price. Really is a fraction of the price. This was about £7, whereas my cutting mat would have cost me around about £36 to £40. I mean, if you want to buy one with a picture of a tank on and stuff, it might even cost you more. The reality is you do need a cutting mat, but you only actually need a fairly small one. This is an A4 one, the Humbrol one, and it costs about the same as this, maybe a little bit less. But that's all I need. When I'm doing cutting, I can put this on the mat and use the cutting mat, because that's all I need. I don't need the full length of my table for cutting on. So I think this will do everything that I want. Now, I've been using it for about a week or so now, and it really is working rather well. And after each job, I can pick it up and give it a rinse, or I can wipe it down, whatever suits my needs. and it's really doing exactly what my cutting mat was doing, but for a fraction of the price. It has the added bonus, if you're a YouTube creator, that there's no grid, so it doesn't mess around with your autofocus, which was another thing that I was looking at trying to correct. So my thought is, stop buying all these expensive cutting mats to cover all your surfaces, because you only need a small square. You don't even really need one this big, to be honest. But I would say next time you're considering what you want to cover your surface, have a look at this silicone stuff. It's really, really good. It doesn't slip. You can see I'm pushing on that and it doesn't slip. It doesn't go anywhere. It's really great, and it's easy to clean. And I believe it might be even better for resisting paint and getting paint off. We will see over time how this collects dirt and how we manage with it. But so far, after about a week or so of using it, I've found it no different to using my cutting mat. The only thing I'll say is, sticky is not the right word, but because it's a sort of a rubber, just wiping up bits with your hand is much less possible. You need to do it with a damp cloth. That's the only difference though. So there you have it. My conclusion after having a bit of a dig around and looking at different craft coverings, and this is one that was being sold in a craft shop, is that we're spending a lot of money on things that we don't need, and there is definitely a cheaper and equally as functional option for covering your modelling area. And if you're the sort of modeler that has to set up and pack it away in your front room or wherever it is, this just rolls up and compacts down into next to nothing. Win-win. So there you have it, my thoughts on covering your, protecting your tabletop when you're modelling, saving yourself some money, and of course that means you've got a few more pennies for another kit. All good all round. Thanks for looking in. You enjoy your modelling, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. It's free, and that way you won't miss my first impressions, my tool reviews, my product reviews, and any of my builds, including wooden model kits as well as plastic. It's all free, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can hit my PayPal link in the text below. Every pound goes straight into the channel to keep the cameras rolling and to do more fun stuff for you to watch.